Boom, coming in hot, Chinchy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? Grinding along today at the NFL draft tomorrow. We can get in. We'll get into that in a little while. I saw a cool picture. Three cool dudes, two Jersey dudes, and a pit dude last night. Who were you with?
Dude, we went out last night with my man Nicky Nick Casano, and DeRo. Man, we had a nice little dinner. We had this place called Frank and Anthony's.
Yeah, I looked up the
in
menu.
Verona.
I was like, this has got to be a good Italian menu. I looked it up, dude.
Dude, it was so good. The menu was so good. What do we have? We split like big pork chop. DeRo got these two big pork chops.
I saw the pork chops.
Oh yeah, and like this chicken dish was incredible. It was awesome.
Did you get any of those? I saw they have like 3 different types of meatballs for appetizers. Did you get any of those? Did you get you guys didn't get like a big hot antipasto or something?
Dude, he came out with a big charcuterie board of like freaking, the mozzarella. It was a true Italian place. It was
it looked good.
I felt like Michael Corleone was about to walk out the back.
Oh, see, now you have perspective. You have perspective, Lee.
Yeah.
Drop the gun.
Bro, it's so funny, man. Like, you talk about me and DeRo being irrelevant with Nicky dude. Everyone was coming up to Nicky like, "Hey, man, can I get a picture?
Really?
Can I get a picture?"
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, they didn't even know who me and DeRo were.
Dude, have you seen? Can I tell? There's the two funniest things that he does that I am so locked in on. He does his grandfather when he puts that filter on, and he's like,
so good, yeah.
"You're gonna do the peppers." Like, that's hysterical. But when he does like the volunteer assistant head coach stuff, like he goes in his backyard and he's like, "Listen, he sounds like every jerk coach." Like the volunteer assistant on your college baseball team. Yes. No offense, I'm sure there's some good ones out there, but some of these dudes, man, forget it. And he says the terminology that I forgot. It's like, "Come on, let's go. You ready?" And he like fakes the pitch. Good. Hey, Timmy, you gotta pay attention. I can't even do it justice. You gotta go to his page if you guys haven't seen Nicky. His baseball stuff it just cracks me up so much.
He is so funny. Like, even last night, dude, we had some great laughs, man. He is so funny. Such a good dude. And dude, like, I love what he's doing. Like, he is really into the getting the business side of it too, which is pretty cool, man. It was a great dinner. And DeRo was like had some great stories about the WBC.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, dude, it was really cool. Like, just about like having to make decisions, and the game against Venezuela when the place was just rocking in Miami, and then Turner hit the grand slam. I don't know, man. It was just cool to hear DeRo's stuff, and like I said, Nick's got great. Was just a great kid, great stuff. It was a great meal, dude. Really quick, it's so funny to talk about like the graduate assistants or like the one coach. We had this one coach, and he'll remain nameless because I don't want to bury him, but dude, he was like our head coach's like nephew or something, and we're like, does this guy even know baseball? So, dude, he gets out there to throw one day. You got the turtle, the big turtle. You get ready to hit. You got the backstop.
Yeah.
And he's throwing in my group. And every time, whenever you see him throwing in your group, you're like, frick. We got
the
GM. So anyway, the Chinch, he hit the top of the turtle throwing BP.
Stop.
I swear to God, dude. And like, Coach Atkins, it was like, all right. He's like, Coach Atkins hadn't thrown BP, our head coach, ever.
Oh, God.
He had to come out and throw BP. He's like, that's it. You're out of here.
Oh, my God.
BP. So,
I had one guy. Go ahead. My God. My sophomore year, man, I actually want to say this guy's name because I could not stand him. It was my junior year. And I told you, the guy that recruited me, my head coach, retired after my sophomore year. So my junior year, somebody else came in to be a head coach. And this one guy, I'm walking. He was a little man, and I'm walking up to the plate for like a big at bat. It was the first week, and at the time I was having trouble with something. So my stance was a little weird because I was just working something out, and I'm walking up to the plate, and the guy goes, "Hey, Chinch." I go, "What?" He goes, "You can't hit like that." And I'm literally walking up for an at-bat. The guy was not there, I don't think, for very much longer. But like, can you imagine if like you were walking out and like Chili Davis was your hitting coach? She's like, you're never gonna get a hit like that, Sean, and you're going up to face like Randy Johnson in like the 7th inning of the game. Anyway,
dude, I got now you got me because I got a great story. I got a great story with that. 2007, dude. I come out the gates. I am literally a construction cone. You could put a construction cone in the batter's box. It's doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm terrible, right? and so, I'm like, I'm just analyzing my bats. Like, man, what am I doing wrong? Am I not seeing the ball well? Am I swinging at the right pitches? Am I hunting the fastball? I'm like, I'm so mechanical at the time. I'm out front of the ball. It's like I remember facing this one pitcher for the Twins. For the Blue Jays, bases loaded, freaking like no outs, and I popped up to the infield. It was like, okay, dude, like this is ridiculous. It was like the last straw. So that night I'm driving home, bro, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm being too passive. I am not being aggressive enough. I am not being aggressive. So I was like, that's it. So I'm driving back, pulling out of Detroit, passing about 4 drug deals on the way to the highway. Like literally, like I'm in a Lexus. I'm like, this is a bad neighborhood right here. Back in 2006 by Comerica Park was like drug dealer central. So I'm on my way home and I'm like, all right, tomorrow's the day, bro. Tomorrow's the day. All out aggressiveness, swinging the first pitch, hack and get it done no matter what. Here we go. So boom, the next day I wake up, and this is true. I get up at 10 o'clock. My boys are outside. They're like 3 and 4 at the time. Andrew, Jake, they're playing like wiffle ball. I'm like, I like jump in their game. Like I just come in like not even like I'm their dad. Like I'm their buddy. I'm like, that's it. Give me a couple swings. I'm launching balls into like over the freaking house. I'm like, go get it, kids. Because I'm just like I've never been so excited to get to the yard. I was like, I can't wait. So boom, I drive to the yard that day. I'm so excited. Get into BP Chinch. I don't think I hit one ball in play. Every ball I hit was a homer. Nice. I was crushing balls, just launch, boom. I'm like, this is gonna be the greatest day. I figured it out. I finally figured it out. So I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go out for the first pitch. And Curtis Granderson and I usually go out there. We're out there first. The only guy in the dugout's Leland, right? Leland's there early, having a couple heaters. He's full uni, bro. Spikes it. He has spikes on.
I know, that's amazing.
It's incredible. So I'm about to run out to the sprint, and Leland's like, hey, Case. He's like, I talked to you real quick. I'm like, yeah, what's up, Skip? So I come back in. He's like, hey, listen, I've been scouting Sean Casey for a long time, 9 years. I've been scouting for a long time. He goes, the Sean Casey I know is patient.
No.
Like, dude, we're 15 minutes before game time. I'm like, patient. So he's like, yeah. He's like, I think you're swinging. You're being a little too aggressive. And all that. And all I could think in my mind was, is this guy watching the same game that I'm watching? Because I'm me, and I know that I'm not being aggressive. I know I'm being too passive. But it's so I'm like, okay. He's like, tonight I think you need to take a couple pitches.
Oh man!
I'm like, oh my god. So it's Chinch. Talk about like that guy saying to you, like, oh, you're gonna hit like that. So dude, I go out. I'm like, first at bat. It just deflated me. So I'm like, first at bat, I take the first pitch, strike one. I'm down 0-2 quickly. So I'm like, oh my god. So next thing you know, last at bat in the 8th, punch out, 0 for 5, 2 punch outs. I'm literally hitting like a buck, 110.
Oh god.
I go over to the water cooler. I'm just literally, I want to quit baseball. I go to the water cooler. I'm getting the water. Pack of Marlboro like hits me in the face. It's Leland right next to me. He's right in my face, dude. Like he's serious too. He goes, if you ever take my advice on hitting again, I'm sending your ass to AA.
What'd you say?
He goes, I got no idea what I'm talking about. He goes, I was 0 for August as a player one time in the minor leagues. And then he walked off.
Oh my god, that is hysterical.
And I was like, oh my god, it's incredible. And then I had so much more respect for him for leaving. Like, here I am, a career 300 hitter. I'm gonna figure it out. And he tells me to be patient. I throw the worst day of my career 0 for 5. If you ever take my advice on hitting again, I'm sending your ass to AA.
That's great. Did you laugh? Did you smile? Or did you didn't know
smiling.
what to do?
Yeah, I was like, I started smiling. That's incredible.
That's so good. Hey, one caveat to my story before. There was no knock against my head coach. My second head coach was great too, Mick. Me and this other guy were two short Italian people, and it's like putting two cats in a burlap sack together. That's why they didn't get along with the
guy. Two cats in a burlap sack. Oh, God. So
anyway,
good.
That is really good. Oh, all right, where else are we going? I am grinding, dude. I'm grinding this week. The draft is upon us, and I haven't worked an NFL draft since, I don't know, 2006. 2006.
Really?
Yeah, right before I went to full time with baseball, when I was with like Cold Pizza and stuff. But good thing is I got Trey Wingo is one of our guys at the 33rd team.
Oh, that's great.
I forgot. For the past like 24 years, Trey Wingo has been doing the NFL draft for ESPN, which is pretty intense and crazy.
Dude, is he not at ESPN anymore?
No, he's not. He's got 19 jobs. Just look him up on Twitter. He's got a Caesar Sportsbook. He's worth us. He's got the greatest life ever. Dude, I'll say this. I don't know if he listens or not, but I'll say, dude, he lives in Hawaii right now. He's living in Hawaii, okay? Trey Wingo's, this is no secret because we go on a 33rd team site. It's usually like, you know, this guy, Ari Murov, who's great. He's one of the biggest up-and-coming insiders. And he's like in a compound, in a box, just grinding out info. And Trey is just sitting there. He's got like a captain's hat on, and the background is like the Four Seasons. The other day we were doing a show, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't look like your office, your house. And he's like, oh, no, we try to come to the Four Seasons for breakfast at least a few times a week. And I'm like, this guy has the greatest life. But well-deserving, man. Well-deserving.
Living his best life.
Yes.
Where does he live?
He lives in Hawaii right now. I mean, he has a place in, I believe, Connecticut or something like that. I don't want to speak out of school, but wow. I mean, like I said, it's obvious it's in Hawaii. You can't hide that from the clips. But
that's awesome.
He told me a crazy story. He said this on record. When they used to prep at ESPN for the draft, think about it. It's reality television. You don't know which team's going to draft where and what. You know, at the network, we'd rehearse some things and whatever. They would do virtual mock drafts and do entire like 3-hour shows like the week leading up to the draft with all the draft variations. Like, so the first draft, the first day, let's just say you were at the network for a week and you were doing that. They literally ran through the first round over and over with teams making trades, with teams and like kind of like trying to get themselves. It's pretty impressive, dude. I always wondered how they did that.
Just to make sure any scenario.
Every scenario.
Sounds like the Navy SEALs going in to get Osama bin Laden.
It's exactly the same thing. Same importance. Oh my God.
Dude, have you ever seen that documentary on when they talked about going in to get him and they said like they had, you know, when they went in to get Osama bin Laden, I'm pivoting here, obviously.
No, I like this.
But dude, they were talking about the SEALs were going over when they trained for months with every scenario possible, knowing that they come into the compound. And one of them was that if the copter crashed, you know, what would they do? Right. And it turns out, bro, the copter crashed when they're going in. They had to blow it. They had to burn it, blow it up, and then all get in the other copter to get out of there. But they had practice for it, so it's incredible.
Dude, two things. One, first of all, the amazing thing to me is you ever see that picture? There's a picture of like the Pentagon in the White House. They have that room where like Obama and like the whole staff, they were watching it live on those like, you know, those dark video cameras, whatever. And there's a picture of them watching when it happened, and it's like it's an unbelievable shot. Imagine you're sitting there, you're watching, you put these people, you know, they've put themselves into harm's way, and that's why we're the greatest military in the effing world. But the second part about that is Sebastian Maniscalco has a bit that he used to do. Oh my God, I fall down laughing. Do you remember in Star Wars where C-3PO got all broken up and Chewbacca's like carrying him in like a backpack? Yeah. Sebastian's going on about how great that stuff, and he's like, and he tells a whole skit about what it must have been like that night to get Bin Laden. He goes, if I could have been there, oh my God, I would have paid all my money for one of the guys to put me in a backpack and me just like hanging behind him going, where are we going now? Where are we going? You gonna get him? The way his mannerisms are so funny. I cracked up every time. Anyway.
So great.
I've been meaning to go.
Go ahead. No, go.
No, I've been meaning to get more into watching some of those like Navy SEALs training documentaries and like the Green Beret. There's a Green Beret one out right now. I gotta find it. I just heard about it and I haven't tracked it down yet.
Delta Force. Yeah.
Oh, Delta. Remember, did you ever see Delta Force, the movie with Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, dude. Back in the day when I was like 9, He had like some sort of special motorcycle in that. I wanted to be in a Delta Force. That was my goal in life.
Oh my God, it's so funny, dude. That's so funny.
Yeah.
One other thing I was, I don't know, I'm really going off tangents.
There's not much news today, folks, just so you all know. Chips? I love Chips. I loved it.
Dude, Ponch and John.
Absolutely.
I just remember on this show one time, Ponch, he got in a motorcycle accident. And I just remember that we always ate, we always had dinner at the table. I remember the next night, my dad's like, you'll say, dear Jesus, we love you and thank you for loving us. That was our Casey prayer.
Yeah.
Short and simple, let's eat. And then I remember going, I want to pray for Ponch today. He got in a motorcycle accident last week on the show. And I remember my parents being like, all right, let's pray for Ponch.
Oh, man. It's so funny when you're a kid, you take things so seriously. You ever see Beastmaster? The original.
Oh, dude, yeah.
One of my favorite movies also. Classic. Growing up. Do you know I used to cry every time. You know how he had those two little ferrets that would steal for him? Yeah. I'm going real deep into the movie Beastmaster.
No, I know, yeah.
But they were about to kill him, and there was like this big fire pit, and they were going to kill the Beastmaster. But the two ferrets jumped on this one guy. You guys can see the movie. I'm not ruining it. When the ferrets jumped on the one guy, they dragged him into the fire pit, and I used to cry every time because the ferrets died. I used to cry, and then it's like a hard macho movie. My father would be like, "It's not real ferrets. The ferrets didn't die in the movie. It's just a movie." Every time I cried. Every time.
Don't yell at me, Dad. Don't yell at me.
Yeah. Oh, what movies do you cry at? What movies do you cry at?
I cried at. What are some of the movies I cried at?
I got a weird one. Baseball related. I cry every time, and it's the weirdest.
The Natural?
No, the scene in The League of Their Own where Dottie and her sister see each other in the locker room, and they're going their separate ways because the season's over. The other sister won, whatever. That just gets me all the time because my brother's 6 years older than me, and I was like his younger brother. We played baseball. I sit there and I look like a little baby. I cry. I cry in that scene, and it's the dumbest scene. They're not even really saying anything. I'm just looking at the relationship between the two sisters and relating it to myself.
I'm sure a lot of people cry during that.
No,
I got one other thing to talk about documentaries. Yesterday, I went.
Wait, tell me what you cry on, quick. What do you cry? Give me one thing you cry all the time when you see it. Titanic.
Rocky IV when he's going through the tunnel, he's like, "Yeah, avenge Apollo's death."
There's no easy way out. Is that what
you can't win, Rock? Oh. There's no shortcut. Oh. I can't believe Adrian was in The Godfather too. I was like, "That's Adrian."
Oh my God, dude, that's like her best role. That's a bigger. She's better than that. She don't even talk. She's oh my God. By the way, Pete and Sebastian. We're talking about Rocky. He brought his little daughter, Pete's daughter. He watched the entire Rocky, loved it. Says she watches it every morning when she wakes up. She watches the original Rocky, and his daughter's like 6. And Sebastian was like, "What did she think of it?" And he goes, "She was just very confused by how dumb Rocky was." And he's like, and I tried to explain to her. He's like, "Oh, he starts reading more and he gets better on as Rocky 2 and Rocky 3." And he's like, "I just forget about it." Anyway, sorry. Documentaries, you're going.
He gets smarter. Oh my God.
He does.
Dude, so yesterday I went into the city yesterday to get this MRI by this company called Prenuvo. So you go in to no radiation MRI and you get they can scan they can detect 50 different cancers that might be building in your body. It's a new MRI. It's incredible.
I mean,
so I went there, just like precaution, hey, listen, might as well get ahead of that stuff, whatever. So I went to that, and you're sitting in the MRI for 65 minutes, dude. They strap you in like you're freaking Hannibal Lecter. You know what I mean? Like, and the guy put the thing on your face. But dude, they put this thing on your face. It turns out it's these 3D goggles for like you can watch a documentary on Netflix.
What?
So I picked one. I ended up watching Elon Musk. I think it's called The Space Between, or Into Space or something, about his SpaceX stuff. Bro, incredible. I only got through it. I didn't want it to end the MRI. The guy's like, 2 more minutes. I was like, hey, man, they're about to get into space.
That's fun. That's unbelievable that they do that now.
Yeah.
When I had recovered from cancer, I used to have to take PET scans. Very similar concept. Strap you down. They used to strap me down this way, and you weren't allowed to move. That's the worst thing about those things. If you move, things start.
Yeah.
They're gonna start
It
all over.
moves
There's
the whole thing.
hours. And
Yeah.
I used to just try to go to sleep because I'm not claustrophobic, but I don't like being held down. Like I can't take it. That was tough. I got to a point I used to have to take him so much I used to fall asleep in the thing. But dude, if I could watch a movie, I would love that.
It was incredible.
That's amazing.
It was incredible.
What a
I just
wonderful
watched it.
idea.
Yeah.
That's really awesome, a great idea. That takes a lot of the stress out of having to do those things.
Bro,
I'd never heard of it.
I didn't want to come out of it. I was like, hey, 5 more minutes. I was like, give me 5. I was like, do my right ear, left ear, 5 more minutes. I go to great part of the documentary. Yeah, dude, pre-Nuvo. It's an incredible thing. It's like I said, it's a brand new MRI machine that can detect early detection. Anything that's going on in your whole body, it can detect up to 50 different cancers.
Holy stromboli. Cool. I got to get in there. I got to hop in one of those
check
puppies.
it out. Right in the city, dude. 34th Street, 12th.
That's right where Jess. Well, I won't say close to where Jess works.
Get in there.
Awesome, dude. All right, so you are on with H. Harry Reynolds tonight.
I'm on tonight, 6 to 7:30 with Harold Reynolds and Adnan, baby.
Yeah, you got any breakdowns? You want to preview?
I was gonna do a breakdown today on like Juan Soto, just kind of grinding, and I was just gonna make the point that sometimes as hitters, when you're struggling, you get so mechanical that you forget about getting visual. Like you got to get visual. Like really, it's about you seeing the ball, seeing it better, seeing it earlier and later, and like even the best players in the game can get mechanical where they're like, they don't get out of where they need to go because they're not as visual. That's the demo I'm going to do tonight. Just kind of get in the mind of it, getting in the mind of a hitter.
I love it. I really do love that. All right, cool. I'll be watching, maybe. Probably not.
Okay. You won't be.
I'll watch it. I like watching it. It's like when people say that you said it the other day. When people, I really love your show. No, you don't. You love the clips that are awesome. Our awesome boy does. Anyway,
one big news that I did see is Verlander's set to do a rehab assignment on Friday, coming back for the Mets. So that's a big one.
And they're already good. They're pretty good. The Mets getting back.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they've lost a couple in a row, but that division, the Braves are really good. So it'll be interesting to see. So they need Verlander bad, which I'm sure they've got a couple times. So
all right, cool. Get after it today, man. We'll catch up again tomorrow.
All right, man. You too, Chinchy. Love you, brother, and everyone out there. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate it, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.